Hi lovelies, it's time for part 2 on markets and events, and that is on your market setup. This is actually the way that you set up your stall is going to be very important because you want to draw people to you. You want people to know that you're Scentsy and you want them to come to you. So it's really important for your stall to be visually appealing. And I'm trying to figure out flipograms so that I can just make a slideshow of all of my different setups, because to be honest with you, there's no method to my madness. I'm always trying different setups and different things and different heights and shelves and things to make my display better. So there's not one routine setup that I do. It's kind of the mood of the day. So when I get Flipagram figured out in the next few days, I will just post a slideshow to the love page so you can see all of my different setups for different events. If you can, at your events, try to get power. To me, it's worth the extra. Usually it's about $30 extra at the very, very most. That's the most I've ever paid. It's usually between $10 and $30. It's worth it because that's what draws people to your stall. If they can smell Scentsy, they will come to you. They'll say, "What's that smell?" And you can say, "Over here, it's Scentsy." It's what? Or, "Oh, I love Scentsy." That's usually the two reactions I get at markets is, "Oh, I've never heard of this," or "I love Scentsy." So we're really lucky to be sharing a product that everybody loves. Obviously, your setup is going to differ depending on the market type. And there's two types of setups. There's a promotional stall, and then there's a stall that you can sell stock at. And there's a difference between the two. To know if you can sell stock at an event, it has to have a specific beginning and end date. So the weekly markets that you have, like around here, it's the Rotary markets. They're every week on Bribey Island. That's obviously not a one-off event. That's every single week. So you would have to set up a promotional stall. Same if there is a market once a month and it's on the third Sunday of every month, let's say, you do have to do a promotional display. So you can't sell stock at that event. An event that I recently did in July was the Farm Fantastic Expo. And I believe it was the 17th through the 19th of July. So because it had a specific beginning and end date, I could sell stock. And I did a school fete for Bribey Island State School in September, and it was just one day. So it was a one-off event, so I could sell stock. That being said, the point of markets and events is not to sell stock. I always think of that as icing on the cake. I am there to find long-term customers, I'm there to book parties, and I'm there to find recruits. So if I sell something on the side, that's great. If I sell nothing, that's okay, as long as I book some parties and found some potential recruits. So a lot of people are worried about selling stock at events. That's not the main thing. It's, like I said, it's icing on the cake. It's great if you do, but it's not the main thing. And if you have questions on whether or not you can sell stock at an event, just email compliance@scentsy.com. They have heard from me quite a few times to say, "Hey, is this event a one-off, counts or classified as a one-off event or not?" And they're really, really fast at getting back to you, and they'll let you know what you should do. So they're really helpful. And also your directors can help guide you as to whether or not you can sell stock at an event. But that's not what's important. You've got to go there to find contacts. Okay, back to market setup. For a promotional stall, there's a debate. I seem to get a different answer from compliance every time that I ask how many items you can have, but the safe bet is between 10 to 12 items. So with that amount that you can use for a promotional display, you can safely represent all the different product categories, which is all you need to do. You just want to show off the best of Scentsy, maybe pick your favorite product from each product range. So one diffuser, maybe a couple of warmers, some washer whiffs, but you can safely represent, or you can represent all the product categories by doing a promotional display. And I'll put a picture on the website for you so that you can see my promotional display, as well as a couple of events that I've done where I can sell stock. But what I thought I'd show you is different ways that you can spice up your display. And I'll show you some things, if you're on a budget, you can still make it look really, really nice. And if you've got, you can use things that you have laying around your house to spice up your display. I hope that didn't just cut out. My computer went into rest mode, whatever that's called. Anyways, so I'll just turn this computer around. This is really high tech. I'm really not that good at videos. So I'll just turn it around and go to the other side. I'll show you some of my props that I use. Hopefully that was okay. This is my really, really high tech display right here. This is just a wooden pallet in the back. It's a crate. Now you can buy these. I'm really lazy and I'm not good at woodwork. But with your market display, you want to have depth. If you just have a flat display, that's not going to attract people. You want to bring people, you want to make it visually appealing. So the more levels and depth that you have, the better. Sometimes you only have one table to work with. If you can get two, that's even better. But if you only have one table, that's okay. You can work with that. And that's where, if you only have one table, shelves and pallets are really, really handy because they're going to let you show more product. So this palette, I bought that pre-made and it was kind of expensive, but I invested the money because I actually use it as part of my decor in my home. So it doubles as personal decor and market stock. So if you're on a budget though and don't want to spend, I think I spent $35 on this crate, it was really expensive. You can do it on a budget, and that's where this shelf is coming handy. It's just literally 4 pieces of wood. They're screwed together and painted white. So you can use it like this and I usually put warmers in the bottom and warmers at the top. And you can cover it with a tablecloth if you want, cover it with a sheet if it's a sheet that's in nice shape. Something else that I use is I do a draw, and I have one of these little lemonade canisters and little drink dispensers. Got it at the cheap shop for $20. So I use this at home, and I put testers in there, old mini testers, and people have to guess the testers. So that draws people in, and it's just little mini testers, so it has to do with Scentsy. The other thing I wanted to show you guys was how if you are selling stock and you want to display your wax, there's a couple of ways to do it. This one's the on a budget way. So this, my father-in-law built for me, and it's just a piece of pegboard, and it's got a couple of sticks, I was going to say. It's got a couple of pieces of wood with some door hinges in the back. It cost me about $20 to make it, including the pegs. So that was really inexpensive, and it looks really nice. And then I've also got this display over here. Which I put all my wax and car bars, my gallery frames, scent packs. And I actually use this in my house. This is what I store. This is all I have. This is all my bars and everything. But it looks really nice. So, and I keep it on top of a shelf for my personal collection. So I did spend a little bit more money for that. But like I said, it's because that's what is in my house. I didn't buy it just for markets. Another thing you want is your stall to be clearly marked, people to know your Scentsy. The Scentsy flag is really good. The big purple one, it's in the Scentsy Family Store. The Scentsy Family Store has so many things that you can use for your market. Hold on, my cat is, hey, kitty, get down. My cat is about to knock over the water. This is so professional. Anyways, the flag is really good. It's inexpensive and it works as a big sign. So you can put that on your marquee, or you can put it, if you're inside, you can hang it up so people will know that you're Scentsy. I had this sign made also, which is really good. It says start your business for $139. So that lets people know about the joining opportunity. I also have this sign made. This is with the old logo. And so that's really big. You can get these done at Vistaprint for pretty cheap. And if you have your codes, which have been shared on this page, that's even better. So that's the signage I use. Signage is really important. People can recognize that you're Scentsy. And of course, the Scentsy tablecloths are really great. Make sure that if you have boxes underneath the table, I think it looks a lot more professional if you have those boxes covered. So even if you have a really nice bed sheet, something you can put underneath your tablecloth so that the boxes don't show, because it looks a little bit unprofessional. And we want people to know how professional we are and that we're there to run a serious business, but also have fun at the same time. So if you get anything out of this video, just know that for your market setup, it's important to have levels. It's important to have depth. Keep it free of any clutter, because the more cluttery and messy your table looks, it's not going to be as visually appealing. And the better it looks, the more people you're going to draw in, along with your smiling face. Also, be sure to brand yourself in your Scentsy shirt and your Scentsy gear so that people know that you're Scentsy. If you do a quick walk around and you're running to the bathroom or something, people are going to know that you're there, Scentsy. They're going to see you. So I hope that was a little bit helpful. Like I said, if you have any questions, you can ask me. I'll post some pictures later through the week of all my different setups, because there is no certain setup that I do. So that is your market setup. Stay tuned for number 3.